Good evening, my dear students. So today in these sessions we are going to learn regarding the methodologies for forecasting industrial energy supply and demand. They having the three types of methodologies for the forecasting for industrial engineering and supply and demand purpose. First one is time series, we can say as trend analysis, is a one type of the forecasting process. Another one is econometric, is a structural analysis, and use is a engineering analysis. First one we are going to discuss about the time series. Time series is a trend analysis in which we are going to learn regarding the first one is linear trend. So this linear trend fit the best straight line to the historical data and assume that the future will follow that line. So the many method exist for finding the best fitting line. The most common method is least square method for finding the best fitting line. And second one is polynomial trends. First one is linear trend, second one is polynomial trend. This polynomial trend fit the polynomial curve to the historical data, assume that the future will follow that lines also. The polynomial trend line can be done to any order of polynomial like square and cube, but higher order are need the complex form. And third one is logarithmic trend. So this logarithmic trend, it's fit on the exponential curve to the historical data, assume that the future will follow that line. So if the time series curve does not perfectly fit the historical data, there is model error. If the time series curve does not perfectly fit, then historical data in which there is model error. So there is a normally model error when trying to fix a complex system. Second one is econometric forecastings. So in the econometric forecasting, in which the econometric model attempt to quantity the relationship between the parameter of interest, the output variable, and the number of factors that affect the output variable. For example, the output variable may be the explanatory variable like electricity price, natural gas price, and the fuel oil price. That is an example of the output variable. So we know very well that each explanatory variable affect the output variable in a different way. The relationship can be calculated any of the method used in the time series forecasting. So it can be linear, or it can be polynomial, or it can be logarithm. So the relationships are used to find overall best fit. The relationships are commonly known as sensitives, we can say, and end user and third one is end user forecasting. So this end user forecastings looks at individual device that end user uses. For example, refrigerator. So how many refrigerators are out there, and how much electricity does the refrigerator use, and how will number of refrigerator change in future, and how will amount of use per refrigerator change in future, repeat to other end user or not. So we have to see in the end user forecastings. Another one is unit production cost. So So unit production cost is the total amount of expense incurred by a company to produce a certain quality of good and service, and then divide the total amount by quantity we need to produce. Total cost of productions usually consists of fixed costs and variable costs. The unit production cost is equal to the fixed cost plus variable cost divided by the number of unit produced. What about this market penetrations? In the market penetrations, we know very well, if the extent to which product is recognized and brought by the customer in a particular market. The market penetration is measured of how much a product or service is being used by customer compared to the total estimated market for that product or service. So this market penetrations can also be used in developing strategy. It can be used to determine the size of potential market as well as so this market penetrations can also be used in the developing the strategy. So it can be used to determine the size of potential market. This market development is the strategy or action step needed to increase the market share or penetrations. So the production system definition, the method, procedure or arrangement which include all function required to gather the input, process, reprocess the input and deliver the marketable output in the form of goods, we can say. The production system utilizing the materials as well as the utilizing the funds and its infrastructures, labor to produce the required output in the form of goods. Okay dear? So the production system definition is the method, procedure or arrangement which include all functions required to gather the input, process, reprocess the input and deliver the marketable output goods. The production system utilize the materials, funds, infrastructures and labor to produce the required output in the form of goods. Okay dear, I hope so no one is having the doubt regarding the sessions. If you have the doubt regarding the sessions, please write down in the comment box and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.